We'll always love you. Wait. It's recording. Oh, right, the video. Well, I'm pretty sure it's no secret about what we're gonna talk about today, but about two days ago, we found out that sadly, Spider-Man won't. The next two Spider-Man movies won't take place in the MCU. It's been a tough day. Well, tough days if you know, ever since the news broke out. I mean, it was all about money and how Disney wanted, half of the money, and how, Sony wanted the other half of the money, for when Spider-Man 3 came out, and then they got into a dispute, and now Sony's getting the rights back. So we're back to square one, apparently. Trust me, I wasn't expecting, to get to this point where, we're never going to see Spider-Man again in the MCU. Because Sony thought that since they made pretty much the Spider-Man Far From Home was a success, they thought that they could do Spider-Man movies without Marvel's influence, and in this case Kevin Feige's influence. But they're literally misinterpreting everything. I mean, sure, they did have success with Venom, not critically but financially. They had a big success with that movie, and with Into the Spider-Verse, which was considered, even I consider it, the best Spider-Man movie they ever made, and well, pretty much the best Spider-Man movie of all time. And even though that movie wasn't a big success when it comes to the box office, it was praised critically and by the audience. But when it comes to live action Spider-Man movies, they 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 have the tendency to sometimes screw them up. I mean, like, do we? Like, I never thought that we would get to this point. Like, I can't even find the words for it. I mean, at first I thought that when the deal was first done back in 2015, I thought, wow, now that Spider-Man exists in the MCU, we won't, he's pretty much at home. No more reboots, no more, pretty much no more reboots. And now, I don't know if they're gonna reboot the series once again. Hope not. Or if they're gonna, supposedly the next two Spider-Man movies won't take place in the MCU, which is just a big mistake because Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home have a lot of ties to the MCU. Simply cutting them won't fix the problem, because we're gonna get a lot of plot holes in the movies. And let's don't forget about his appearances in Avengers Infinity War, Captain America Civil War, and also in Avengers Endgame. Who are they going to replace Spider-Man with in those events? Daredevil? No, of course not. Power Man? Luke Cage? I don't know. They're not, Spider-Man is not going to be easy, to be replaced, by any of those characters in those events. Because Spider-Man is a fan favorite superhero, if not the most popular superhero, up there with Batman. But they just don't. Sony just doesn't get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Disney has also is also guilty about this deal, because they weren't startling. They could have easily done the same kind of deal that they did back in 2015. You know the deal. Back in 2015, they could have done something similar. Heck, they could have even done the same exact deal, except with these two Spider-Man movies, these two other Spider-Man movies. But since since I don't know if they're gonna if they're officially taking out Spider-Man out of the MCU, or they're gonna do a deal to at least give these two movies one a try and actually make them connect to the MCU. I don't know, but if they choose the first one, like, or even reboot the series, I'm done. I'm actually done with with any more Spider-Man movies. Like when it comes to another reboot, because Tom Holland embodies Peter Parker. He portrayed Peter Parker absolutely to he pretty much portrayed Peter Parker in like no other actor did. I mean, sure, Andrew Garfield did a great job. Tobey Maguire, not too much in my opinion, but at but like if they reboot the series, I'm done. Like I'm done. I'm not looking forward to any reboots of the series. We already got 3 reboots. We don't need a 4th one. And unless they come up with a solution, to get Tom Holland Spider-Man into the MCU for the next 2 movies, unless they do that deal, I'm done with Spider-Man movies. Like I'm actually done. Like I won't wait. Like I will wait. I mean, I still will watch them. I still will watch them. You know, um, but I'll just wait until the Blu-ray comes out. The Blu-ray release. But still, I won't be looking forward to them because Tom Holland will and always be the definitive Spider-Man. I mean, sure, in second place there's Andrew Garfield, who used to be my favorite Spider-Man until Tom Holland came along. And Tobey Maguire, he's my least favorite. I already talked about him in my other videos, but yeah, like these are very disappointing news. I never thought we would get to this point, but here we are, back to square one. I don't know we would have got to this point, but unless they do a deal, to get Spider-Man to, keep Spider-Man in the MCU, this, like, I won't be looking forward, to any reboots, or if they keep Tom Holland, but they don't, keep them in the MCU, like, they just forget about his relationship with Tony and all the Avengers. If they do that, I'm done. Like, I'm officially done. Like, this character has been an important, like, Spider-Man has been my favorite superhero for many years. Even still to this day, I'm only 15 years old, and I still, consider him my favorite superhero. Others, look up to Iron Man, Captain America, but Spider-Man has always been my favorite. But now that they're, taking our favorite Spider-Man out of the MCU, I don't know what to do now. Unless they solve that problem by sticking in the MCU, I honestly don't know what to do at this point. So, who knows what's going to happen next? I mean, either they're going to keep him or they're going to keep him out. Whatever happens, time will only tell.